Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Tuesday, the 28th of November 2023. In today's Millwall news, as spoken about in the video yesterday, it has now been confirmed that the FA Youth Cup will take place on Tuesday, the 5th of December. Kick-off at 7 p.m. So Millwall under-18s will take on Barking in the FA Youth Cup third round at the Den on Tuesday the 5th of December. Kick-off at 7 p.m. Larry McAvoy and Chris Perry's side, who operate in the Professional Development League, will meet the Essex Senior League's youth side in SC16 for a place in round 4. Tickets will be sold for the fixture, with full selling details to be confirmed soon. As a result of the under-18s participating in the FA Youth Cup, Millwall under-21's Professional Development League fixture, Watford, originally set for Tuesday the 5th of December, has now been moved to Monday the 11th of December with a kickoff of 1 p.m. So there you go. As expected, there was a fixture clash, which I said kind of worrying that someone didn't pick that up before they actually agreed the fixture, but there you go. Now moving on to this weekend action sparse for Millwall loanees. Alex Mitchell was the only one of Millwall's 6 loanees to feature last weekend. The defender was involved at Sincilbank as Lincoln City took on Barnsley in Sky Bet League 1, making a goal line clearance from John McAtee as the Imps and the Tykes drew 2-2. Elsewhere, Carl Smith and Abdul Malik were both absent, and Wilson won a local derby, with Barnet in dramatic fashion netting a stoppage time goal to secure a 3-2 success, whilst Chinockley and Nanaboateng missed Bromley's 4-1 win at Hartlepool United and Woking's 4-2 loss at Boreham Wood respectively through injury. Joe Wright was an unused substitute at Salford City, were beaten 4-2 at home by MK Dons. And there were some games on Tuesday night today, so they may or may not have played in that. I think Alex Mitchell did play. I haven't checked on the other ones. Joe Wright didn't play. He's only playing in the Johnson Paint, whatever it's called. What's it called now? Bristol Street Motors. How do I know that? I don't know. It's kind of weird. And I don't know about Chinockley playing in the Dartford Bromley derby. But there you go. What's that called? The Selkirk derby? The Kent Boulders derby? I don't know, it must have a name. But there you go, that's your Loanwatch. Only one player played. Now, moving on to the game, sort of. Ipswich Town versus the Lions, available on Millwall TV. Overseas Lions fans in certain locations can stream this Wednesday's game at Ipswich Town. Kick-off at 8 p.m. for £10. Joe Edwards' team travelled to Portman Road with a match pass bringing you multiple angles of the action, including replays with full match commentary. Check out our streaming passes, blah blah blah. Match pass is not available in the following locations. This is not available. So pretty much most of the world. Middle East and North Africa, MENA, and all of these countries. Except for Palestine, which isn't really a country. Controversial. France and French territories. When was Andorra and Monaco French territories? Scandinavia, the Baltics, Poland, Iceland, the Netherlands and Turkey. So you cannot buy a match pass if you're in any of these countries. So you have to change your VPN. Change your VPN to somewhere else. Yeah, so basically Millwall put this up and they give a handy guide if you're using a VPN which country you can use. Obviously, if you're in the UK, the game will be shown live on Sky Sports Football, kick-off 8 p.m. So you're alright. Now moving on to this. If you're not watching the game, if you're going to the game, here we go. Ipswich Town have issued a visiting fan guide for Millwall supporters making the journey to Portman Road on Wednesday night. The Lions take on the Tractor Boys in the Sky Bet Championship under the lights and with a healthy crowd expected in the away end. Details are such as where to go pre-match, information on the matchday programme, security and much more. Alcohol is expected to be served in the away end prior to kick-off and at half-time, whilst there are additional train services back to London as well as those stated in the guide. At 10:07, changing at Colchester, and 10:19, stopping at Shenfield and Stratford only. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? You feel like you're wanted as an away fan, rather than like as a piece of shit on someone's shoe. They actually want you to go there. They want you to have a good time, and then they want you to go home safely. What a joy! What a joy! Well done, Ipswich. Good for you. Now, historical record. We're previewing the game now. This is what we always do. Historical record. 11v11.com. The history of Ipswich Town versus Millwall. Let's just click on this and sort it alphabetical. There you go. Bit sporadic. A few wins. A few defeats. There was a purple patch in the 80s, 87, 88, 91, 91, 96, where we went up there 5 games in a row and didn't lose. Although there were 4 draws and 3 of them were 0-0. So there you go. Obviously, we had some heavy defeats there. 2000, 5-0. 1955, 6-2. We won up there in 1953, 6-1. That's probably one of our highest away wins, no? Yes. 2012 and 2013, 3-0 defeats, which was the first 2 of a trio of defeats to 2014. That was a 2-0 defeat. So we lost 3 games in a row there without scoring a goal. But, however, more recently, the last 2 games, 2018, we drew 2-2. 2019, we won 3-2. So the last 2 games have been absolute ding-dong games, 2-2 and 3-2. So what are we going to get now? Are we in a purple patch like we were in 1987-88? Is this part of a patch that continues tomorrow? Or is this part of a blip that then ends with... You can see in 1953, if we go up here, 1953, we won 6-1. 1954, 1-1. Then the year after, got absolutely bad 6-2. So, are we going to get bad tomorrow? Don't know. Who knows? No one knows. Now, before we get to the thing, I just wanted to share it with you. Have you looked at the table recently? It doesn't look very good, does it? We are averaging about a point per game. Oh, no, not really, just over that. But a point per position. We are 19th in the table with 20 points. We are 2 places above the absolute dross in this league, and I think it's fair to say absolute dross because the 4 teams at the bottom have minus 14 goal difference, minus 15, minus 20, and minus 21 goal difference. And ours is minus 3, so the only team between us and the absolute dross is Plymouth. So there you go. But it's 17 games into the season, but only 2 games into Joe Edwards' reign. And you could say, well, Joe Edwards has been in charge for 2 games. We've won 1 and we've lost 1. So it is literally Joe Edwards has a 50% win rate, or Joe Edwards has lost half of his games. Are you a glass half full, or a glass half empty? What are you looking at? Well, at the moment, you could go either way. This is the game that decides where we're going to go. Unless it's a draw, and then it will be a full roundup of all the possible results. A win, a loss, and a draw. Yes. We had the away win. That was very exciting. Against the bottom team of the league, who are absolute dog shit. They only have 6 points. They're 6 points off of the place above them. That's on merit. They haven't had any points deductions. That's how bad they are. They're absolute fucking dog shit. They've only scored 8 goals. We beat them 4-0, and everyone was, "Way, oh yeah, hey, oh, we're back. And then we lost 3-0 at home to Coventry, who were literally, I think at the time they were below us, and now they are 4 points above us. So yeah, this is no pressure, lads, no pressure. But where are we going this season? Are we going to go up, or are we going to stay down here with the dog shit teams in this league? Very worrying, because we are playing the team that is second in the table. Now, if you're a Millwall fan of any length of time, you know that these are the games that Millwall players genuinely turn up for. Is the teams at the top, teams from the Premier League and the Cup. We know that these are the games that people turn up for. They want to impress. They put on a performance. So that might be the case tomorrow. You never know. Now, Ipswich have a chink in their armour. They lost their last game. The first loss for quite a while, only their second loss of the season. And they lost without scoring a goal, which is, I think, the first time this season they haven't scored a goal in a game. So, and that was against West Brom, which, as you can see, is the team just below them. Although it was an away game. And we know, as Millwall fans, away games and home games are different beasts. So moving on from that depressing read of a table, here is the head-to-head record. The last 6 games, we'll sort this out. Fixtures, if it'll load, yes it does. So you can see we have lost 3, drawn 1, and won 2 of the last 6 games at Portman Road. We failed to score in 3 of them. We've only kept 1 clean sheet. Okay, we've conceded 12 and scored 8. For some reason they're including the friendly. Don't know why. If we go on to the right hand side, so Ipswich have seen over 2.5 goals in 6 of their last 7 home matches against Millwall in all competitions. Ipswich have conceded at least 2 goals in their last 5 matches. Millwall have scored at least 2 goals in their last 3 away matches against Ipswich in all competitions. So there you go. Seems like it might be a goal fest tomorrow, according to the history and the stats. If we scroll down past this video, which I'm going to pause while it autoplays. So here is the truncated league table. As we've already mentioned, they are second in the table, we're 19th. But let's sort this out in the form table. Okay, we're 18th, they're 8th. We've won 1 of the last 6, drawn 2, lost 3, only scored 8. Only conceded 9. That's not too good. Home form. So obviously I just mentioned that Ipswich had lost their last game. First game for a while they've lost. That was an away game. They have won 6 in a row. Their last 6 they've won. Probably won more than that in a row. But their last 6 they've won. All of them at home. Scoring 20, conceding 11. Shall we have a look? Ipswich 3-2, Ipswich 4-3. So it seems like Ipswich 3-0, they did keep a clean sheet. 4-2 against Preston, 3-2 against Plymouth, and 3-2 against Swansea. So 3-2 seems to be a thing. It seems they try to outscore you. They don't really give a fuck about defending. There's all them. We are, that's our away form, by the way. That's our home form, by the way. We're the worst home team in the league, including that's recent form. Let's go back to the. I was looking at the wrong one. This is overall, home overall. There you go. So they've won 7, lost 1 at home overall throughout the season. Damn, that's impressive, isn't it? It is impressive. In terms of away, we're 7th. We've won 3, drawn 4, only lost 1. So they've only lost 1 at home, we've only lost 1 away. Is this game going to be a draw? I don't know. Maybe. Have they drawn at home yet? They haven't drawn at home yet. They're due to draw at home. It may be a draw. Get your money on a draw. This is not betting advice. Bet responsibly. Home. If we can get this going. And away. So as we've just seen, Swansea had a player sent off in their last home game. But you can see what they've done. So they've included the League Cup game here. They did lose in the League Cup to Fulham. The Fulham are a Premier League team. But then they beat Swansea the game after. Only one clean sheet against Hull. But you can see when they beat Wolves in the Cup, that's there as well. They won 3-2. They beat Preston 4-2. So they like conceding 2 goals. Kind of weird. And they like scoring 3. So there you go. Now Millwall on the other hand. Bit of a mixed bag. 3 draws. 1-1 at Birmingham, 0-0 at West Brom. 1-1 at Preston. Another draw there, 2-2 at Watford. That was a bit of a kick in the teeth. We should have won that game, shouldn't we? Kept a clean sheet at Sheffield Wednesday and at Plymouth and at West Brom. So yeah, does look like it might be a draw tomorrow. Here we go. Holy shit, look at this. Very strong for Ipswich. A whole plethora of very strongs. So there you go. Now, moving on to the actual prediction. Having seen all of that, what do you predict? Is it going to be the same as what WhoScored.com predict? Well, let's find out, shall we? As we scroll down. By this. We've already read the match facts. Prediction. Ipswich lost ground to league leaders Leicester on Saturday when they were beaten 2-0 by an informed West Brom side on their trip to the Hawthorns. The Tractor Boys are now experiencing their first major test of the season and head into this clash having won just one of their last 4 championship matches. As you saw on the thing, some of those games were cup games. Joe Edwards was brought back down to earth in emphatic fashion on Saturday as his Mill side followed up a sensational 4-0 win against Sheffield Wednesday with an equally sensational 3-0 home defeat against Coventry. While overall form is concerning, away form remains key for the visitors who have lost just once on their travels all season. And as I said earlier, but here we go. So they predict Ipswich 2, Millwall 1. Ipswich 2, Millwall 1. Okay, so what about Sky Sports? David Prutton from SkySports.com. What does he predict? Well, let's find out, shall we? As we scroll down. Let's have a look. Where are we? Here we are. So, like I said, it's live on Sky Sports Football, 8 PM kickoff. Ipswich were well beaten at West Brom on Saturday. It was their poorest performance of the season, but fortunately the sides directly below them also dropped points, apart from West Brom. So the gap is still very healthy. Millwall were thumped at home in Joe Edwards' first game at the 10. I don't think many would have been expecting that, and they may be a bit shell-shocked heading to Portman Road. Prediction, Ipswich 2, Millwall 0. Like I said, Ipswich haven't drawn at home yet this season. Millwall love an away draw. Now, obviously, that was the old form under Gary Rowett. So far, what we've got from Joe Edwards, like I said, is 50-50. He's won one, he's lost one. But if you were to then have him draw this game, it would be 1-1, which totally bang average, which I think about sums up what he is and what he can do. So I'm expecting a draw from this game, having seen what Ipswich do. Probably a 2-2 draw, to be honest. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me if it's 2-2. Maybe we're 2-1 up or 2-0 up at half time and we fuck it up, and they come back and win and they take it to 2-2. Probably something like that, where it's a bad 2-2. It's a bad draw, where we should have won it, like the game at Watford, where we should win it and we fuck it up and it ends up a draw. Probably something like that. So I'm going to go Ipswich 2, Millwall 2. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.